Hello everyone, it is Jayden and welcome to The Alpha, the show where we talk about the hottest topics in pop culture and sports. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button on the video, and if you enjoy my commentary and myself truly as always, be sure to tap that subscribe button and to hit that notification bell to get notified when all my videos go live. I love you guys so much. Peace, love, and positivity always, y'all. See ya. Was on the Joel Klatt Show, and we are talking about the GOAT, Tom Brady here. Joel Klatt was asking him a lot of questions about Bill Belichick, the state of college football, and mainly his overall career and who he sees in the NFL that mirrors his game. With no shock, Tom Brady went on to say that Patrick Mahomes is the only player so far in the NFL that he can truly say mirrors his game. Now let's get to Mr. Tom Brady's full thoughts in this video here.
Business or maybe remind you of you?
I think from afar, I can only tell so much because, you know, if I was in there every day, I could see their habits.
Yeah.
It's always that line about who wants to win versus who's willing to do whatever it takes to win.
Yeah, because everyone wants to win.
Everyone wants to win, but what are the habits and the daily habits and the actionable things you need to do every day to put your team in a position to win? So Patrick Mahomes to me is the one that does that the most often.
Sure.
Because who he is, I mean, obviously his physical talent, how he understands what he needs to do offensively, and he brings a consistent winning attitude to work every single day. In the biggest moments, you can depend on him the most.
Yeah.
That's clear. There's other guys that are still developing, and they need to prove it before, in my mind, I can say, oh yeah, he's done it. Well, obviously, he hasn't done it yet. They've all shown flashes of amazing things. They're all great players. All of them can make tremendous plays. At some point, they need to take the next step and take, in my mind, more ownership of what they're doing in terms of the organizational level to do more things, to empower more people, to get more people on that train or that bus with you to head in the direction you want to go. Because I think the quarterback, in many ways, is the CEO of the team, certainly on game day. There's nobody that impacts the game more than the quarterback in NFL football. Now, you have to have the ability and the belief from the entire team, offensively and defensively, that your word means so much.
All right. So I don't want to go too far because they had something else to go on in the interview that I possibly want to talk about in the future. It was talking about how Tom Brady was essentially talking about how he was demanding and he was the CEO of his team, not the head coach. It's a very interesting conversation that I'm going to save possibly for a later show. I didn't want to get that deep. But the talking point is essentially Patrick Mahomes. Tom Brady is 100% right. We love, and I love, Josh Allen. I love Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow specifically, because Joe Burrow to me could have been the next Tom Brady. I mean, he has the mannerisms, the pocket presence. He has the same style of play. He just mirrors Tom Brady to me. Just from physical attributes, characteristics that he beholds in his game at the quarterback position. That is my current player right now who I would compare to Tom Brady. But obviously, Joe Burrow has not had the accolades that Patrick Mahomes has had on the field so far. He could have had one Super Bowl, but he dropped the ball on that one. Love Josh Allen. Hasn't done what Joe Burrow has done. He hasn't been to a Super Bowl. We love Lamar Jackson. All the MVPs, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, currently has 3 MVPs. Considered the most transcendent player at the quarterback position, skill-wise. Very historical figure at his position, but yet he does not have the playoff resume to warrant him being considered in the same conversation as Patrick Mahomes. This is an interesting stat. that I knew was a thing, and I looked it up to make sure. Patrick Mahomes, basically in the same timeline, Patrick Mahomes has been in the league for 8 seasons. Him, let's try to change that term. He and Tom Brady, in their first 8 years, have the same amount of Super Bowl wins. Let that sink in one more time. Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes have the same amount of Super Bowl wins in the first 8 seasons of their career. It is so apparent that these two have the same type of types of things at their disposal. Have arguably the number one head coach in their current time. Had a pretty good offense, pretty good defense to get them by, which in Tom Brady's case, he had a great defense led by Bill Belichick. Tom Brady had a phenomenal offense. Nothing that Patrick Mahomes has even came close to yet. And they were the CEO, so to speak, as Tom Brady wanted to put it, of their respective team. They both have the clutch gene. They both have that Grim Reaper type of mentality. When Tom Brady got the football in the final quarter of the game, leading a comeback, final 5 minutes of the game, tie ball game, the team on the other sideline that Tom Brady was playing against was scared as you know what. Put a bleep word beside that. That's how scared and terrifying and demoralizing and horrifying that Tom Brady was in his career. In the same breath, Patrick Mahomes is that. Ask the Buffalo Bills what they've had to endure. What's this? 3 playoff runs now that they've had that's been ended by Patrick Mahomes, or 2? It's 2 or 3. And in their last 2 meetings, I want to say that the Buffalo Bills were the favorite to win that game. Go ask them how it fared out. Not so well. Ask Lamar Jackson how it's faring out right now. Patrick Mahomes, people are so scared of Patrick Mahomes. They literally changed the overtime rules in the playoffs for both teams to get possession of the ball. Do we remember the game in 2021 where the Buffalo Bills was playing? Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes were going at it. Absolute historic game. Quarterback duel. It felt like whenever they touched the ball, they were going to score. Guess what? Went to overtime, tie game. And the Kansas City Chiefs won the toss, got the ball, and that was all she wrote. Josh Allen did not get to hold the ball in the final waning seconds of that game. And the rest is history. That is who we're talking about. Talking about a quarterback who had the chance to go 3 straight. Who had the chance to win 4 Super Bowls in 8 years. Do you know how hard it is to say as a rookie quarterback in your first 8 years of playing that you've been to a Super Bowl half of the times that you've been in the league? Out of the 8 years, he's been to the Super Bowl 5 times. 5 times Patrick Mahomes has been to the Super Bowl. He's only lost to a very top-heavy Philadelphia Eagles team led by Jalen Hurts, and obviously the man that was giving him all the credit and the kudos in Tom Brady. That is who we are talking about. This comparison is absolutely fair. If anybody in my lifetime, and I can say this with confidence, has the chance to ever catch Tom Brady when it comes to just accolades, is Patrick Mahomes. Even right now, as we speak, there are probably plenty of people in the sports media space, recent players who have played, old players who have played, people currently in the league, probably already think and can say with full confidence that they think that Patrick Mahomes is the best player to ever lace up a pair of cleats and step on the football field. But when you think about it from an overall body of work, obviously that's not the case. But a lot of people have been talking about this just from eye test, which is a metric that most people use when it comes to this debate. Go ask people who are fans of the NBA when it comes to LeBron and Jordan. Jordan has both the accolades and he passes the eye test. Now, when it comes to a lot of LeBron fanboys, they will dismiss that claim and try and argue to the death about it. But that's the comparison that we're talking about. But Tom Brady ultimately gets the nod, in my opinion, because I'm a respectful guy. Okay, I give respect to those who have done it and done it at the highest level and achieved the highest peak of their career. Specifically for me, I know how hard it is to win a Super Bowl. It is, and I think it is, me personally, it is the hardest championship to win in all sports because of the team aspect of it. Your quarterback, one player, is not good enough to show up in the Super Bowl and win you that ball game. You need the help of everybody's got to contribute. So, in my opinion, I've always said that the Super Bowl is the hardest game to win. And Tom Brady did that 7 times. 6 times for one team. And at the age of 43 years old, or if he was 43, 44 at the time, first season with a new team, he went out there and won another one. That's why Tom Brady is the greatest player to me, because I think Tom Brady was the one who drove that ship. I think he was the one who drove that ship in New England. I don't think Bill Belichick was not the main reason for their success. I really don't. And another reason why I give Tom Brady the nod for the greatest quarterback of all time is because he done it 20 plus years. Longevity. And I know a lot of people, quit debate with Jordan and LeBron. People give the LeBron a nod because of longevity, but at the end of the day, 6 beats 4. And he's had more years to do it. But that's a little side comment for me. But just back to Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. Will Patrick Mahomes ever beat Brady numbers-wise? I don't think so. Could he do it? Yes. In this case, honestly, if he could have won this past Super Bowl and got to 4 already in 8 years, I would have probably laid, I'm not a betting guy, but let's just use this term. I would have probably went ahead and betted that Patrick Mahomes was going to tie Tom Brady in Super Bowls. Maybe even exceed. I don't think he would have exceeded, but he would have tied. He would have came close. Could he do it on one team for one franchise? Maybe. I don't know. And another reason why that at this point in time, I don't think he will ever do it, because I have not been able to see Patrick Mahomes without Andy Reid. At the time, for most of Tom Brady's success, Tom Brady has had a transcendent player playing for him and being with him and helping him out along the journey. When it comes from great defenses, but offensively, I'm going to talk about on the offensive side of the ball, Rob Gronkowski, Wes Welker, Julian Edelman, Randy Moss, all these small players that contributed here and there. I don't know if Patrick Mahomes is going to be able to get that type of help. Patrick Mahomes so far, the transcendent players that he has had, Travis Kelce, who is fixing to get ready and retire, I promise you in the next 2 to 3 years, he's already been talking about wanting to take a step back from the game these last 2 years. I do not see a situation where Travis Kelce plays 2 or 3 more years. 3 at the most. Traded away Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is currently not on the roster. What other transcendent player on offense has Patrick Mahomes played with? Now we see Rashee Rice. He is a player that is on the up and coming, and he has a lot of promise. But I think that Tom Brady has had just awesome luck. And I know, and I don't want to say luck because I want to be respectful, but it is super hard for teams to consistently get key players to help you win Super Bowls. And I think Tom Brady, he was lucky with that. He was able to have a great team around him. And I don't know if Patrick Mahomes is going to be able to do that for the longevity of his career. Because we've seen in the 2 Super Bowls, not this past one, that was a full team loss. But in the Super Bowl he lost against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, my gosh, his offensive line helped him down. The defense did not help him at all either. It was Patrick Mahomes out there playing with a bag of chips. So, I don't quite know if Patrick Mahomes will be able to catch Tom Brady because of that instance. I don't know how much Andy Reid has left the coach. He definitely is not going to be with Patrick Mahomes for the rest of his career. So I don't know. It's left to be seen. You can say the same thing with Tom Brady. He left Bill Belichick and he went on to win. I just don't know if Patrick Mahomes is going to be able to do that because I don't know how much of the success is predicated on Patrick Mahomes' greatness or it has to do with Andy Reid's play calling as well. We saw when Tom Brady left, he was able to win, so we knew that it was Tom Brady was the main catalyst behind the success. But in this case with Patrick Mahomes, what could he do without Andy Reid? I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see. It was a great conversation overall on the Joel Klatt Show. It's a great watch. I might have another topic to talk about pertaining to Tom Brady when he just talked about his overall just greatness to begin with. Great conversation and great show. Shout out to Joel Klatt for getting Tom Brady, the Tom Brady, on the show to talk with him. But it is great for, Tom Brady not to be one of those guys who, and I think Jordan has done this to a degree, pretty denigrating his predecessor, the people who are, currently in the game, because, Jordan has never made a positive comment about LeBron in this type of sense that I know of. Comment down below if I'm wrong. I may be wrong. I don't know, but I've never seen Michael Jordan give a positive quote about, somebody essentially being his predecessor, I guess you can say. I don't know if that's the right term to use, but yeah, I'm glad that Tom Brady actually he's humble and he's able to, point out that Patrick Mahomes is pretty much was him and is him at that Patrick Mahomes is currently him in the league at this point in time. But ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Do you think that Tom Brady is right about Patrick Mahomes pretty much being him in the NFL right now, comparing himself? I want to know all of your comments down below. And I don't know why I keep getting this mixed up. Tom Brady compares Patrick Mahomes to himself, compares his game and his mannerisms to Patrick Mahomes in the league right now, currently. Do you think that Patrick Mahomes is this generation's Tom Brady? There you go. I finally got it right. I could not figure out the best way to word that. So there we go. I want to know all of your comments down below.